Leon.
Certainly.
And yes, Pete.
Go ahead. Hi, Leonardo.
How you doing?
Muy bien, gracias. Es un placer poder platicar contigo para ECHO en Estados Unidos acerca de tu nueva película. As Arnie, you did an incredible performance, very difficult one. I'd like to know if it was a difficult task in your career and how did you prepare for it. En esta película, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, tu personaje como Arnie es un personaje muy difícil de llevar a cabo, ya que es una persona retrasada mental. ¿Fue un reto para ti en tu carrera y cómo te preparaste?
I prepared for it by actually going to a home with about 10 of these kids, and I really researched what they were doing, trying to decipher how they thought about life and what they did as far as all the different actions, all the different movements that they had, because they're much different, obviously, from what we are like. So it was just a matter of me getting the right way I wanted to go with it, because there's a lot of different ways to go with it. And I just rehearsed that and just went in there and sort of did it.
Mm-hmm. Was it a difficult task in your career to play a character that is mentally disabled? ¿Fue un reto en tu carrera hacer el personaje de una persona que es retrasada mental?
I looked at it more as like a challenge, you know what I mean? It wasn't necessarily, it was difficult at times to get, like, if I was around the set waiting to do a shot and I was being Leo and I had to go in and be Arnie, you have to pop into it right away for when camera starts rolling, so it's difficult to just get my mind onto thinking about nothing again. So, yeah, it was difficult. I'd say it was more challenging, though. And I looked at it in a more positive light than being difficult.
Is this the most difficult character you have done in your career?
Yeah.
¿Este es el personaje más difícil que ha hecho en su carrera?
Yeah. I mean, to do anything, to completely transform yourself and get rid of everything that you do in normal life, to get rid of everything that Leo, me, that I do when I'm, being myself, I had to completely wipe that out and start with a clean slate and just transform myself into Arnie.
Now I understand the director helped you a lot to develop this character. As you mentioned, you could have gone in many different ways once you prepare, but you chose the one we saw in the big screen. How did it go working with the director, helping you to develop your character? Entiendo que el director le ayudó a desarrollar este personaje en la película. Hábleme un poco acerca de su experiencia trabajando con el director y en qué forma lo orientó para tomar la decisión acertada de cómo llevar a cabo este personaje.
It happened very quickly. We discovered the how to do the character pretty much right in the beginning. We knew what we wanted, because Lost is the type of guy who's very honest with you. He's not going to beat around the bush and not tell you something that isn't necessarily straight to the truth. Mm-hmm. And he was also from Sweden, so he couldn't help but be honest. So we, I don't know, we got along really great, me and Lost. We're both kind of honest with each other, and when you do that, the film always seems to work out.
Now, this is a movie that is not a commercial movie. It's a very unique story that is coming to the big screen in a country where the box office is usually very commercialized. What was it like working in this project, and how would you describe it to the audience? Si me pudiera hablar un poco acerca de esta película que es muy única, lleva una historia muy especial a la pantalla grande, en un lugar donde la comercialización de las películas y la taquilla es muy importante.
I describe it as a real warm type of film that shows a lot of different emotions of real people. It shows how the character of Gilbert Grape discovers himself through the actions of his family and through the actions of Juliette Lewis's character, who sort of comes in as sort of this ghost-like figure who sort of creeps into the town and teaches Gilbert a lot of things, and then Gilbert completely changes. And it took that outside force to get him away from his home life and change. It's a lot about how people find themselves. It's a lot about family love and the closeness between family, even though there's been a lot of tension in the past. And it's a lot about responsibility, and people can get, and then there's a lot of humor in it too, a lot of humor. Now that comes about naturally, though. It's not like planned.
No, it's good. Now, working with an European director compared to an American director, he has done only 2 movies in America, in the United States. What was it like? You have worked with other directors in the past. Trabajando con un director europeo, comparándolo con un director americano, ¿cómo describirías tu experiencia a su lado?
I'd say that foreign directors have pretty good sense of what's going on. I mean, if they have a natural gift, which Lasse and Michael Caton-Jones did This Boy's Life, they both, even though they couldn't necessarily communicate with you like how you do with other people in Los Angeles, say, they just had a natural sense of how to work with actors, and language was just no barrier. It didn't conflict at all. So when you work with a good director, that's all you really have to concentrate on, not where they're from.
Now the movie is being released at the time. There is very important for for directors and for actors, because it's the time where the Academy will look into their performances to see if they will get a nomination. Your performance was excellent.
Thank you.
And very difficult. Do you think you'll get a nomination? En esta temporada salen a la pantalla grande las mejores películas del año de la industria cinematográfica, esperando ser consideradas por la Academia. Tu personaje y tu trabajo fue magnífico. ¿Piensas que vas a obtener una nominación?
I don't think I'm going to think about that, because if I do, then I might expect something to happen instead of just waiting to see if, all I really want is people to just see the film and get out of it what they want to get out of it. And if that comes about, obviously I'd be extremely excited. So, but I'm not going to expect anything. If that thing comes, then I'll deal with it then.
Well, assuming that you already had it, what would it do to your life, to your career? Pensando que sí te dan la nominación, ¿qué haría para ti en tu vida personal y en tu carrera?
Assuming that I already had it?
Yeah, assuming that you would get it.
Wow, gosh, I'd imagine, the only thing I could really think about is what the hell I would say in front of 3 million people or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. It's all pretty much new to me, this whole fame thing, so I'm just going to take it by ear and not think about it that much.
Now, tell me about your experience working with Johnny Depp and Juliet. Your characters are very different. He's very into himself, and you're full of life. Háblame un poco acerca de tu experiencia trabajando con Johnny Depp.
I think they're two extremely talented actors, and it's great to work with people that I know are around my age range, that are young and yet really talented. It was great to be in a movie with them, and they were also very supportive because they knew what type of character Arnie was, and they knew that I needed space to just, haul off and burp in their face or whatever. They knew I needed to do that, so they were very patient with me.
Now, as a young actor, what are the things that you look into when you select a character, when you go into a project or a movie? Como un actor joven, ¿cuáles son las cosas que buscas cuando seleccionas un personaje, una película?
I'd say I like to do films based in reality a lot. Try to do films that have some real content to them. Not necessarily like my own life, but if I believe that this is really going on, those are the type of films that I strive for a lot.
What are you working on for the future? ¿Qué proyectos está trabajando para el futuro?
I'm doing a movie called The Quick and the Dead with Sharon Stone and Gene Hackman, and I play this sort of Billy the Kid type character, this real cocky kind of guy who has a wife and flirts with Sharon Stone, and he shoots all the tough guys that think they're better than him, and they were just he's the fastest gunslinger. And at the end, I'm constantly trying to prove to my dad that I'm his real son, which he doesn't believe. He sort of shuns me off. So I'm constantly proving to Gene Hackman's character that I'm his son. And at the end, we sort of square off. It's a something real different than what I've done before. So that's why I'm doing it.
Now, looking into the 90s and to the future, do you see good characters being written for young people? Yeah,
I'd say so. I think although there's a big surge of commercial films going on a lot nowadays, there seems to be a lot of good things happening. I mean, I think it's picking up. I mean, I felt a little weird about it at first, as far as the business was going, but now I think there's a lot of interest, not just for my age, but in any age range. I don't know, a lot of good, different stuff coming about, rather than, the typical stuff that's been done over and over and over again.
So do you prefer drama or comedy? ¿Usted prefiere películas dramáticas o comedia?
I don't really prefer anything. I want to do whatever strikes me as something that I feel good about. I don't want to say that I'm just going to do one area because I want to do it all.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank
Muy
you very
amable.
Yeah.
Was I close to my time or?
Yeah, you've got 2 minutes.
Yes, I think I got enough.